I'm John Jones and I'm a Year 3 teacher at Southdown Primary School. I'm also currently the PE coordinator, so my responsibility has been to help improve the quality of PE and after school extracurricular clubs. My personal experience of hockey was quite limited, so I played hockey in PE in high school quite a few years ago, but I'd never really been fully engaged with it.
Yeah.
I struggled with the rules at the time and how high you could raise a stick, where to position myself, because I was always very football orientated, so I found that quite difficult. Whereas moving into a teaching role, as a teacher you've got to teach different sports, so you're sort of thrown in at the deep end. So my experience there was just to look online, look at video clips, try and find schemes of work, and that's where my initial experience of hockey came from. It's quite time consuming really to find the right video and the right sessions, because you can see them being delivered with children aged say 14, of high school age, and the sessions seem to be working really well, the children are engaged. But when you try and bring that down to children of age 7, 8, 9, it can be quite difficult to modify that at the time. So it did take quite a lot of time to find the right sessions for the children, and even whether it's a video or a session plan, there's no one size fits all approach for each session. So that took experimenting process. So I've been teaching 3 years now, my 4th year in September. So looking at my first year of hockey sessions, they were quite sort of take it off the shelf, have a go at it, see how it works, and then assess from there and make the changes.
Okay.
By taking part in the Hooked On Hockey programme, it gave me the confidence to experiment with new ideas that I'd experienced on the course. So the course was very much about the golden thread and about trying the sessions, setting up a session, seeing how it goes, and then again adapting from there. But by seeing Tom deliver the sessions, I had a clear view of this is how you set it up, this is the equipment I need, and if I haven't got that equipment, this is how I can modify it. Especially for children with additional needs or your more able and talented children, it's finding that appropriate level of challenge for them, which is what was very much evident in Hooked On Hockey. I think what I was quite guilty of delivering my sessions before the Hooked On Hockey programme was going for the whole drills approach. So this is how you hold the stick, in and out of the cones, right pass through the gates here, and very much looking at skill development in isolation. Whereas going on the Hooked On Hockey course, I realised that we should be looking at more of a games type approach. How does the game feel? What does it feel like to play it? What positions do we move into? How can we experiment? Do we have to hold the stick this way? That was, for me, quite interesting, because I never really thought to try that. So after the Hooked On Hockey programme, my sessions have gone more towards looking at games like Surfers and Sharks and King of the Castle and different games like that, where the children are getting the gameplay sort of situations and having to make those decisions. Do I go left? Do I go right? Do I lay the ball off? Which has been fantastic. There were lots of benefits to the programme really, and what sort of struck me straight away was how cheap it was to get involved in the programme. Money's so tight in schools at the minute with the cuts that unfortunately are being made nationwide, and usually PE and school sport is the area where the budgets are cut, buying equipment, paying for coaches to come in. That seems to be becoming less and less in many schools in the county really. So when we saw the price of it, we thought it's really worth getting involved, and there were so many benefits. We started off with the Hooked On Hockey course, which myself and a colleague also attended, and we actually held that at our school as well, which was just over a 2-hour session with Tom, and we worked on the basic skills, the golden thread, the games not drills approach, appropriate resources, differentiating the sessions to meet different needs. Like I mentioned previously, how do we challenge the hockey players who play for clubs? How do we challenge those that have picked up a stick for the first time? how do we challenge those with additional needs, and even how do we challenge those that aren't engaged with hockey, that have got that negative sort of approach, I don't like hockey, to get them hooked again. So that was the starting blocks for it, the building blocks. After that we then had lots of contact with Tom and Hockey Wales. Session plans were emailed over. We had a Hooked on Hockey resource, which is a nice brightly coloured resource which covered what was discussed in the Hooked on Hockey development day, the 4689. We were very lucky. We had 6 sessions at school, and we split them to work with year 3 and year 5. We had that flexibility whether to have it with one year group or whether to split the sessions. So we had a year 5 teacher being mentored by the hockey coach, and we also had a year 3 teacher being mentored by the hockey coach, which was fantastic because, again, even though they didn't attend the course, they were able to see the sessions being delivered, to ask questions and to try things. And what's best about the sessions, it's not the coach comes in and they deliver the whole session. They come in, they deliver a drill, and then they invite the teacher to say, right, would you fancy having a go? How could you modify it? What do you think of the session? Would this work for you? And on some of the sessions, the teacher said, I don't think that would work for me, but I'll have a go. They try it and then it works, or vice versa. They might think it would work and it might not necessarily work with that group of children, because each group is different. Yeah, definitely. Just speaking in the staff room and in the staff meetings, really, the level of hockey that we're delivering is much better now. It's having that confidence to deliver sessions. I'm quite lucky that I've got a sporting background and that I'm quite engaged in sport, and I've got that confidence to do it. But not all teachers have got that, so give them that confidence to say, it's really easy to deliver. Try this. If it doesn't work, don't worry. Go back to the drawing board, and then you can see in their faces they're happy when they're delivering it. The children can see that that member of staff's engaged as well.
Yeah.
So it's been fantastic to see that their confidence is developing as well. Yeah, in September, when the children come back, we let them settle in for the first week, and then week 2 onwards we start our hockey clubs. We either do a 6-week block at the start of the year in September, or we do it after half term for a 6-week block, get the fundamentals, get the game approach started, and then we then go to looking at playing in the festival then. We also do some sessions in lunchtimes if possible, depends on what space is available.